Hi, I'm Tony Kent, and this is episode 2 of Tony Kent Writes and Chats. It's the 1st of April, it's April Fool's Day, and we are all living in the biggest trick that has ever been played on us, it seems. We are all in lockdown worldwide and all trying to find things to do. And hopefully that will be the only trick that's played on this particular April Fool's Day, because I don't think anyone's in the mood. It's also my youngest brother's 30th birthday. What an unfortunate way to spend your 30th birthday, locked indoors. So Joe, for what it's worth, happy birthday, you're getting old. Now, moving on, episode 2, pardon me, not season 2, getting slightly ahead of myself. Episode 2. Those who tuned in yesterday will know what this is all about. I am currently writing my 4th book, and it's a book that I've had to write entirely from scratch, with no real idea of what it's about, where it will go, all because the book that I had been writing, the previous 4th book, was all about a global pandemic. And it doesn't seem to be the time to write that now. And so, as you all know from yesterday, I've had to sit down at a blank screen and get started. Now, I ended yesterday's broadcast by saying that hopefully I would sit here today and say, chapter 1's done, we're on our way. Well, chapter 1 is not done, and we are not on our way. Unfortunately, this whole YouTube business was much more complicated than I realised. I didn't have a 12-year-old in the house to do it for me, and so it took me hours to work out how to upload and edit, given that I can't really edit it at all, but even just clipping off either end. And ultimately, by the time I was finished, the day was over. So, embarrassingly, in episode 2 of a show that is intended solely to document the writing of a book, I've done no writing of a book, which, as I say, a little bit embarrassing, but I will do it today. I hope sensibly decided to record this early in the morning, which I'll hopefully do moving forward, so that I then have the whole day ahead of me to write. So, what am I going to talk about then, if I'm not going to talk about what I've managed to write, which is nothing? Well, yesterday I spoke about my Facebook launch for my 3rd book, Power Play, out in paperback and Goldsboro special edition hardback, on the 16th of April. I am having a live Facebook launch on that date. And I mentioned yesterday that one of the things that will be happening was a giveaway of a COVID-19 bunker bundle of books. So recently released, or in fact mainly soon to be released books from a selection of crime writing authors, all from different ends of the genre, who I'll be giving away as a prize for one of the questions that's asked. I haven't decided which one yet, but one of the questions that I ask during the launch. So I thought I would quickly go through which books they are, so you know. Because also, the writers of these books, the other authors, are also having Facebook launches or Twitter launches, and it would be great if you could tune into them as well and give them some support. So let's look at what the books are. Just so you're clear, I haven't read them. These are the copies that belong to the winner. Whoever wins the prize and the launch will get these exact copies. So I've not had a chance to read almost any of these, because otherwise you'd be getting thumbed, dirty, second-hand copies, and I won't do that to you. So, I can't tell you very much about them as a result. However, I can tell you that every single one of these authors, I have read their other stuff, they are excellent. I have no reason to think these will be anything other than a fantastic prize to keep you occupied while you are stuck indoors for the next little while. So where do we start? We start People Like Us by Louise Fine. Sorry if I get your pronounce the name wrong, Louise, but I think it's Louise Fine. People Like Us. Now, this is going to be released on the 7th of May, and Louise's launch is on the 7th of May at 8:30 p.m. on Facebook Live. So please tune into that, and whoever wins on my event will be winning one of these. Next, we have Darren O'Sullivan, Dark Corners. Darren's book, they are, as I understand it, dark, sinister and twisted, and as it turns out, Darren is launching his book this evening, tonight, 7 p.m. on Facebook. So look in, Facebook Live. Next, I Am Dust by Louise Beach. Louise is releasing her book also on the 16th of April, the same night as mine. So we flipped a coin about who gets what time, and Louise has the 5:30 p.m. slot. My launch is at 8:30. Louise is at 5:30. So if you have time, please tune into that. It will be, I'm sure, a very entertaining hour and a half, and it will be a very entertaining book. Next, Callie Taylor, C.L. Taylor. This is a book that is coming out on the 2nd of April, so tomorrow, and her launch is tomorrow. It's a hardback, unlike the other three, which are all paperbacks. This is the 2nd of April, 8:30 p.m. tomorrow on Facebook. Again, C.L. Taylor, Callie Taylor, very experienced, very good writer. She's done this sort of thing before, and I'm sure it'll be much slicker than anything that I could produce. Now, Nikki Smith, all in her head. Nikki Smith is releasing again on the 2nd of April, so again tomorrow. Unlike everyone else, Nikki is doing a Twitter launch, so it'll be a live question and answer. So you can look Nikki up on Twitter and engage with that tomorrow, questions and answers, and whoever, again, wins my prize or wins the quiz on the night of my launch will receive that book too. Finally, the only one of these books that's already out, Emily Koch. Sorry again, Emily, if I pronounced that wrong, but Emily Koch, Keep Him Close. It's also the only one of the books that I've read because Emily sent me a proof copy, and it is absolutely fantastic. It's well researched, it's dark, it's the kind of book that will frighten you when you're reading it at home alone in these kinds of hours or in these days. So Emily's book is out now, again in hardback. Her launch was actually on the 19th of March. It was a very, very good launch. I watched it and she tuned in, got quite enthusiastic about the whole thing, and so did Emily, because she is now holding a book party every Friday on Facebook at 8:30. So tune in for that as well. So there we have it. Those are the books that I'll be giving away, along with a copy of Power Play in my COVID-19 bunker book bundle on the 16th of April at 8:30 when I have my launch of Power Play on Facebook Live. That's probably it for now. Hopefully this is a lot shorter than yesterday's. I will hopefully keep them nice and short moving forward. And when I see you tomorrow, I promise you, I'll be able to tell you about the first chapter. Thank you.